Hello everyone, welcome back to another Thrift Store Finds video. Hope you had a good weekend. I had a pretty decent weekend and a good morning starting off the week at the thrift store with a good variety of retro media formats, some VHS, some LaserDisc, and a beta tape. I'm always looking for beta out in the wild and don't come across it very often, but definitely a good stop. First off, a big selection of the sealed Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle VHS set. I have volumes here 1 through 8, all brand new sealed for like a quarter a piece, so that was a really great start. And then continuing with the VHS finds, a variety of horror, sci-fi, and other things like that. We have Blackula, not one I come across very often. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, Alice, Sweet Alice, the first Maniac Cop. This is one of the Sid and Marty Krofft's Land of the Lost. This is the later series. I vaguely remember from the, late 80s, early 90s, looking at the back pictures, like, yeah, I kind of remember that, but I don't think I ever actually saw it. I probably caught different, commercials and things for episodes, or maybe caught like little pieces. Maybe it was before or after something I did watch. But looking at the pictures, I'm like, yeah, I vaguely remember this. So the nice little fold out here with all of the look at Tiger toys. Yeah, actually, I remember looking at this, seeing some of those toys on the shelf. But yeah, this is one that, again, just passingly familiar with. But it's like, wow, it's always cool to find some of those more obscure things that are kind of vanished. As far as Land of the Lost, it's not really something that people think about regularly, I think. A John Woo classic with Chow Yun-fat, A Better Tomorrow. And Lawnmower Man 1 and 2 box set. Those were all good bargain bin finds, and then mixed in with the VHS. A bunch of other stuff I just left wasn't any good. I scoured through everything, so I saw every tape that was there because I kept looking. I found a beta, there's some Winnie the Pooh, and anytime in those bins full of VHS I find a beta tape, I'm like, there's gotta be more than one, and I will search and look for every single tape. And usually there's not more than one. Usually it is that one random find, but that is cool. And this is the second time in a row that the one random beta that I found has been Disney. That's really an interesting find. I really like that format. I wish I could find more stuff for it because I love tape. I love tape-based formats, VHS and beta, but I don't come across beta. So when I do, it doesn't matter what it is, it's still really exciting. And that's kind of one of the classic things that I do remember from my childhood. So that's really cool. Now moving on to some DVD and Blu-ray from the bargain room. We have a very Harold and Kumar Christmas, the extra dope edition. Never seen it. But yeah, for Blu-ray with nothing in it, always like nothing. So for like a quarter or less, you pick up one of these. I saw the very first one of these Harold and Kumars, and it was funny in the context of I saw it as a young teenager at like 2 in the morning, hopped up on caffeine with a bunch of friends, and in that context, it was funny. And I saw it like, I think once afterwards, maybe years later, outside of that context, and it was not funny. So it was just one of those things, like a couple of the early Adam Sandler movies where, like, in that kind of context, okay, they were funny that one time, but yeah, I don't know. A Christmas one of these newer G.I. Joe movies, a combo with the slipcover and everything, and Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, a DVD Blu-ray combo. And this one I picked up just because it was the bargain bins. I know Amanda wants to watch it, but Mila Jovovich in Monster Hunter, and I'll have to go ahead and watch it with her. I don't think she's seen it. She'll, if I'm wrong and she's already seen it, she'll come home and call me an idiot. But I don't think she's seen it yet. But I know she likes Mila Jovovich and a lot of this type of action movie, so that'll be cool. From the Kino Lorber collection, we have Spencer Tracy in Inherit the Wind, and found 2 box sets in there. The Disney Parks Where Dreams Come True, a 6 DVD box set. Oh my goodness. So that's a lot of Disney, and that we have a Disney trip that we'll be talking about in the future coming up. So that was kind of an interesting find. And then a 3 DVD collection, and only volume 1 has been opened. I guess someone watched it and didn't like it. Didn't open volumes 2 and 3, but 6 classic films of Mr. Wong Detective: The Complete Collection. The whole set. So that was a good bargain bin find. And then in the regular room, found a couple things that were worth grabbing, which is always good because sometimes the regular room is just terrible. Because they actually had, what was it? They had another copy of this without the slipcover sitting in the regular room, and they wanted $7 for it. I mean, you can buy this brand new for less than that. So that was alright. But I found a couple things in the regular room. I found a couple of LaserDiscs, and all for the store, nothing that I want. Van Damme in Time Cop. One of the better Van Damme movies, I think, overall, but one that I've seen a couple of times and would really never watch again. So, Time Cop. Then we have a silly 90s, like, if you were a kid in the 90s, it's a classic. Otherwise, I mean, it's just kind of a silly movie, but Cool Runnings. Well, in Jamaica, we got a bobsled team. John Candy. I just remember watching it so many times. We have this on DVD, so that's just a fun movie. And then this, I've actually seen. I haven't seen a lot of the Russ Meyer movies. A little bit before my time, the drive-in, and everything like that. But I've seen these. I've seen before. Russ Meyer Boss Mania collection. I just had to look. Well, I was looking to make sure there's no nudity. I don't think there was any nudity on the cover. It's covered up enough for YouTube. And then one record that was worth grabbing because it was sealed. And if you haven't seen it, I did a whole video on this release when it first came out. The new ABBA album, one of the, it's really shiny, picture discs is completely sealed from Voyage. And it's one of the picture discs. So I did a video when that came out looking at all the stuff that I got for that because that was a huge release I wanted to support. So that was worth grabbing. So overall, a really good morning because it was a nice mixed formats and different kinds of media, and really excited to find a beta tape. And I don't know, just Winnie the Pooh, but I just don't see them out there, so that's really, really cool. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you around.